Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the World of Football's weekly NFL picks. I am your host, Adam Snow. Along with me, as always, is Randy Snow, my father, the founder of the World of Football, and my brother, Aaron Snow. And it's the wild card weekend. We have gone through 18 weeks of the regular season to get to this point. There are 14 teams left to play for the Super Bowl, and we got a few games to talk about this week. But before we get to all that, gentlemen, it's time to hand out some figurative hardware, because through 272 games that the NFL regular season composes of, one person stood out amongst the pack, picked the most right, had the second most winning percentage of all. But we'll get to him in a second, because I could see the look on Dad's eye. Because yeah, you probably did better than the three of us, the two of us, Dad, in our little three of us.
Right.
Competition. But we're going to quickly first, pump the brakes, Randy. We're going to look at how everybody did last week for week 18 itself. And, look, who is the man at the top of the standings for last week? Randy Snow at 12-4. Congratulations. Hawkeye 07, Mike Dolph, Leonard all at 11-5. Aaron, Kyle, and Royce all went 10-6. Liz 9-7, myself and B. Lewis at 8-8, and Cringe at 7-9. So, Randy, congratulations on being the top dog for the last week of the season. Not bad, not bad. And as we look at the overall standings, you might not have much to smile about. Taking away the top prize is Mike Dolph. After 272 games, 18 weeks, he went 181 and 91 with a 66.54 winning percentage there. Followed closely behind Hawkeye 07, right behind him, 180 and 92. So the top two pickers there, one game between them. And I know Hawkeye 07, my buddy, he changed his picks up also, so him and Mike wouldn't pick some of the same stuff to give himself a chance. And still one game short, but you guys did awesome. What a heck of a season for you guys. Liz went 169, 103 incorrect, 62.13%. B. Lewis, 167 and 105. Then the three of us, for the regular people, the people who went all 18 weeks. Randy at 164, 108. Aaron at 162, 110. And myself at 158, 114. So not a great season for me. But, Dad, you beat the two of us in our little competition. But I mean, we got to give kudos to all the YouTube people who chimed in this year.
Yes.
Because Mike and my buddy Kyle did great. And then for those of you who jumped in along the way, Kyle, brother-in-law Kyle Sutherland on the podcast with me, he went 82 and 39. He had the best percentage out of everybody, despite only picking 121 games this year. Leonard jumped in at week 2, so he picked 256 games. He had a 165-91 record, 64.45%. Then you had Royce, who jumped in along the way. He had 136 games in this season, 87 and 49. And Cringe was kind of in and out all year, but he still picked 189 games at 105 and 84. So, hey, everybody, picking's not easy, but everybody did over 50%. So everybody pat yourselves on the back. That was very entertaining. And we still haven't had that perfect week yet. We're still waiting for that one unbeaten week. Who will be the first person to ever do that? I guess we'll have to find out next year. So, without further ado, Dad, why don't you lay the groundwork for us doing our weekly picks?
You're talking the disclaimer that we read every week. And yes, it goes like this. If you plan to use our predictions as a means of justifying your own gambling bets, then you, my friend, are an idiot. We don't know what we're talking about, and you should never listen to us for gambling advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained?
I mean, we have been nothing but entertaining. I mean, Randy sits there and talks to a bobblehead every few weeks, and I mean, how's that not entertaining? So,
well, the last couple of years, it's just been you and I, Adam. We brought Aaron in this year to do picks, and I've won more than I've lost for the last 4 or 5 years. But last year, I beat you by only 1 point or 1 game. So it was that close. So I feel good beating you by 4 games this year.
Ha 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 ha. Awesome. And you beat Aaron by 2 games, so
But it was really close right up to this particular week. This last week of the season.
A lot of taking chances here at the end, man. Like Aaron accused me of picking with my heart, not my brain. So, I mean, stupid Washington Commanders not following through.
Really.
But all right, let's get into it. We got a lot of interesting playoff matchups this week, starting with the Cleveland Browns, the number 5 seed, traveling to the number 4 seed Houston Texans on Saturday. I didn't write down who should go first, so Dad, we'll just start with you, and we'll work our way through.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns in that game. I know they're on the road, but I think they've had a better season. The Texans kind of, backed into the playoffs this year, so I'm going with the Browns in that game.
I agree with you. I wanted to pick the Texans, but I mean, I'm not going to go against Joe Flacco. I mean, the Texans are a young team; they're at home, but that Cleveland defense is still pretty solid, and they just went down to Houston a couple weeks ago and got a win. So Houston loses to Cleveland.
It should be an entertaining game. If there was ever a coin flip game, it's this one. I could see C.J. Stroud just doing what he did, like he did against Indianapolis, and just willing that team to victory. I could also see Cleveland's defense just doing what they did last time and coming in with a win. And that's kind of where I'm leaning. Give me Cleveland to complete the sweep and to advance into the next round. All right. We are going to move on to the next game on Saturday, which will be the Miami Dolphins traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. The Dolphins are the number 6 seed, the Chiefs the number 3 seed. Aaron, who gets this win in the Tyreek return game?
I wanted to pick the Dolphins, but after realizing how cold it was going to be, I feel like I got to go Chiefs. Dolphins have stumbled a little bit here, and the Chiefs, I think, have more playoff pedigree. So, Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't love either of these teams to go much further in the playoffs. I think the Chiefs' home field advantage is going to be the advantage in this game. The weather's supposed to be like negative 15 degrees. It's going to be something crazy, and I just don't know if the Dolphins will have it in them to, grit out a win like that in that kind of weather. So I'm going to take the Chiefs. Even though it's not their best team they've ever fielded, but I'll still take them to get the win.
I agree. I think home field advantage is the major factor in this game, like you said, Aaron, and I'm going with the Chiefs in this game.
All right. That brings us to the first game on... No, this will be the final game on Saturday night, right?
2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, 1 game on Monday.
Okay, sorry. The spreadsheet I got here from Dad's all messed up. All right. So then on Sunday, the first game will be the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to the Buffalo Bills. And if there was ever a game I was more sure of in these playoffs, it's the Buffalo Bills are going to get a win at home against the Steelers. Look, the Steelers, I won't say backed into the playoffs, but they are clearly not the best version of that team they could be. And the Buffalo Bills, despite being all up and down all year long, they have found a way to win the last few weeks. They won their division again for the 4th straight year. Give me the Bills to win at home.
I agree. If the Bills can't win this game at home, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So I'm taking the Bills in this game.
I'm going to take the
Bills
in the
playoffs,
as well.
So it doesn't matter.
I'm going to take the Bills as well. I feel like both of these teams had their struggles throughout the year, like you mentioned, Adam. But the Bills are just clicking more, and I trust that quarterback more than Mason Rudolph.
All right. And then, Dad, you get to pick the Green Bay Packers traveling to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Who you got in this one?
Well, I really went back and forth on this one. I really want the Packers to win this game. I want them to upset the Cowboys. But I think at home, the Cowboys and the referees are going to be just too much for the Packers. So I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yep, I'm in the same boat. I kind of think it'd be cool for the Packers to get the upset. but Dallas has not lost at home with an asterisk. And so I think that they continue that and will host somebody in the next round.
Well, this will be our first disagreement because I can totally see the Green Bay Packers, who've been hot, going into AT&T Stadium, Jerry's World, where everybody, again, is thinking the Cowboys are going to do it. This is their year. And guess what? Mike McCarthy against his old team, they're going to come in and they're going to get a win. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be probably a 23-20 type game, and the Packers are going to come out of there with a victory. I hate both of these teams with every ounce of venom in my body, but if given the circumstances, nothing makes me happier than seeing the Cowboys get their hopes dashed in their own stadium. And as much as I hate the Packers, I'm okay with them being the team to do it.
Well, I do agree with you that the Packers have a legitimate chance to win this game. I really can see them pulling the upset. I'm just picking, going with Dallas because of, they're at home. But no, they really can win this game, I think.
I get it. I mean, this could go either way, but just something's telling me in my gut, the one that I've been following all season long is telling me Green Bay could do it. So I'm gonna lean Green Bay and hope Green Bay. Well, we'll see. That, and we have to keep it a little different out here. I mean, what's the fun of everybody just picking the same team?
Hey, all right.
All right, then, Aaron, you get to do the honors of being the first one to pick the number 6 seed Los Angeles Rams traveling to the number 3 seed Detroit Lions for Sunday Night Football, the final game on Sunday's triple header. Matthew Stafford returning to Detroit. Jared Goff, revenge game against his former head coach and team. This is probably the most storylines going into a game. This is a game that everybody has been willing to happen for the last 6 to 7 weeks. What happens, Aaron?
I feel like it's going to be pretty high scoring, but Lions will pull it out. We'll be there to cheer them on for that win, and this will be the first of many home playoff games that we experience in our lifetime.
Yep. I don't know if this will be as high scoring as everybody thinks. I think while both of these defenses, and especially the secondaries for both teams, have been talked about being the weaknesses for both of these teams, I think one of these teams will show up. I don't know which one, but one of these defenses is going to show up and probably play better than everybody thinks. And that might be the Detroit Lions secondary, but we'll see. I do think the Lions get the win here, but I think they win it in such a fashion that they snatch the ball out of Matthew Stafford's hands, attempting to come back at the end of the game. I think that's how it's all the storybook is going to finally close on Matthew Stafford trying to have a comeback playoff win in Ford Field, and the Lions snuff it out.
Well,
he's got a prop.
They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And there's my picture.
Okay.
Adam, you got me this for Christmas. It's a replica of a 1961 program between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. And it shows the lion taking the head off the Ram player. So, yes, I think that's a bit of prophecy there, but I am going with the Lions to win that game. It could be a high-scoring game. Like you said, there could be just a ton of great plays in this game from both teams. With the receivers we've got, the receivers they've got, this could be a very exciting game, and I think Detroit can pull it out.
Yeah, we'll be there. We have been Matthew Stafford fans since he came to Detroit, and I know there's a whole controversy right now with Stafford coming back and the fan jersey ban, but we're not here for any of that. We're here for a good game and rooting for our Honolulu blue and silver Detroit Lions to come out with that victory. Yep, that's all I got to say about that.
Unless it should be a lot of fun.
It should be a great game.
It should be a lot of fun. I was kind of ready to stay at home and watch this game, but you guys insisted we go there, and Aaron made the arrangements, so we got tickets, so we're going to be there. So it's going to be it's going to be a cold day in Detroit. Good thing it's not an outdoor game, but it's going to be cold walking from the parking lot to the stadium. I'll tell you that.
It'll be a cold day in Detroit, but guess what? It's going to be hotter than heck in that stadium as the Lions pop off those victory cannons. So that'll be a good day.
Well, like I said, It'll be a cold day in hell when Detroit wins a playoff game in Detroit, and it's going to be a cold day that day.
Oh, okay. All right, and finally, you have a Monday night game between the number 5 seed the number 5 seed Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the number 4 seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay at home. I don't know what's going on with the Eagles. They were 10-1 at one point. They have lost 4 of their last 5. They're on a downslide. Baker Mayfield banged up for Tampa, though. This is a tough one. This is a game that could go either way. Could the Eagles show up? Could the Bucks pull the shocker? I'm going to go with the Bucks to pull off the upset, just because they have the lower record. But I mean, they're the home team. But to me, that's an upset. Tampa Bay getting the win there.
Well, I don't see the Eagles going very far in the playoffs, but I think they've got enough gas in the engine to beat the Bucks in this first round. So I'm going with the Eagles. After that, I don't know what the Eagles are going to do, but I do think they've got just enough to win this game on the road.
Man, I was leaning towards the Eagles too, but that would mean you and I would pick all games the same, Dad. I know Hurts, I want to say Fields, but Hurts injured his finger in the last game, so I don't know how that'll impact him.
A.J. Brown,
I'm
his
gonna
knee.
go Buccaneers at home, so
Yeah.
cry, Eagles, cry.
Cry, Eagles, cry. Oof. Man, oh man. I'm sure they haven't heard that one before. But all right, that is it for the playoff picks. No need to tell us how many sweeps we had, Randy.
No.
So
only 6 games. We're good.
So there you have it, guys. If you want to leave your playoff picks down in the comments below, please do so, because the slate is clean. We're going to just kind of keep track of how everybody does during the playoffs. So there's that. And
you didn't mention that the 49ers and the Ravens are on bye this week.
No, they're irrelevant. They aren't playing this week, so everybody knows they're on bye this week. But yeah, so that's it for the wild card weekend. It should be a great slate of games. There's always an upset kind of brewing in these games too. That's why I think Green Bay is going to win that game. But regardless, it should be, they call it Super Wild Card Weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Every single game's got something in it that, should be entertaining. So, Dad, why don't you take us out with our typical ending script that we usually read?
Okay. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification on our YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook, X, and Instagram, where the address is TWOF Kalamazoo. We have a weekly audio podcast called This Week in the World of Football, which is posted on Tuesdays and is available on all major podcast platforms, as well as Amazon Music, so you can simply ask your Alexa device to play the World of Football podcast. You can find the full audio version of this podcast on YouTube also. So please spread the word, give us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and please come be a part of the football conversation.
All right, everybody. Enjoy watching football this weekend. We'll have a video up, I'm sure. I'm going to be very dedicated to putting up, regardless of what happens in that Lions playoff game, we will have a video up about our experience at the game that day. So be on the lookout for that next week, when we'll check back in with more picks. And like Dad said, we got the podcast on Tuesday. Kyle and I will do a Just Lying Around at some point. I think both him and I are taking that Monday off. We're not going to go to work Monday, so we'll be able to fit that in. We talked about maybe doing it at the hotel, so if a couple people want to jump in as cameos, I mean, you're more than welcome to. But for Randy Snow, Aaron Snow, I have been Adam Snow. And unless you guys got anything else to say,
I'm good.
All right, then we're out of here. Have a good Super Wild Card weekend, everybody.